Though she had only flown for an hour or so, the sky was already beginning to dim as the sun set on the horizon. Thanks to the open air, Rhapsody was feeling much more rejuvenated than earlier when she initially awoke. She was still hungry, however, and hoped that whatever she was searching for out here in the middle of nowhere was worth all the trouble. Though it wasn't as though she had much choice, considering she was otherwise stranded on this alien planet with no way to communicate with her superiors. All she could do was continue wandering around in hopes of finding some information on where she was and a possible way off. Rhapsody gave a sigh as she flew down to land on the ground below. The continuous thought of her predicament only served to annoy her more than it already did. As she touched surface with the ground, her scouter gave a quick, quiet beep, an alert to her relative location to the power levels she was searching for. The initial readings had long since left the area, but perhaps she would find something of significance that she could use for her own personal reasons. She walked around searching for whatever she could, but with difficulty due to the evening falling into night. Even the bright moon above had become easily noticeable. She continued her search, however, determined to find something of use. It was mere moments later that she noticed the body lying motionless on the ground, just a few yards away. Odd place to sleep, Rhapsody smirked as she casually walked over to the person on the ground. It had become just slightly too dark to really make out the person's appearance, as Rhapsody's eyes were still trying to adjust to the darkness. "Hey, you okay?" she asked, lightly kicking the person's arm but receiving no response. Rhapsody dropped down on all four hooves to more closely examine the person. Her eyes were finally adapting to the dark, making it a bit easier to see the person. She lifted her hoof and tried feeling around the person's neck for a pulse, which there was not. She poked and prodded at the person's chest. This person seemed to have extremely damaged armor, but thanks to that, Rhapsody felt something of a soft, squishy variety. "Well, unless you're overweight, which you're clearly not, I guess you're a woman," she stated, slightly flustered as she continued to feel around the center of the woman's chest for a heartbeat. It wasn't anything close to a heartbeat, she found, however. What she felt beneath the punctured armor was blood and tethered flesh. It was doubtful this person would be of any use, not unless she could move around without a heart. Rhapsody's vision had mostly adjusted well enough so that she could now clearly see the beaten and battered body of the woman clearly. She sighed as she moved the woman's black hair from her eyes, giving a slightly blank but saddened expression. "May Celestine guide you." Just as Rhapsody finished her prayer and was about to move, she noticed off the corner of her eye what she believed to be the woman's hand suddenly twitch. She shook her head. This person was dead, no doubt about it, and there was no way she could have moved. Suddenly, though, a pool of blood began to form underneath the woman, as though she did have a pumping heart. Rhapsody's expression became confounded. There was no way this obvious corpse could be bleeding. She leaned her head in closer to the woman's, staring intensely as she spoke. Miss Dead Lady?" At that moment, the woman's lips twitched, as though she was attempting to make an expression, as the rest of her body also began to show signs of life. "What? But this person was dead just a moment ago," she thought to herself as she took a step away from the woman. She could honestly say she had never seen a dead person come back to life before.